Hi guys, welcome back to another Bourbon Santa video. Today we're going to kind of start a new series of videos. The subject of bad bourbon, or not good bourbon, or just not great bourbon, comes up a lot in conversation. And so on Facebook, I asked a question. In your opinion, what is the worst bourbon on the market? And the reason I asked that question is because I wanted ideas for what to go buy, because I wanted to find out what was the worst bourbon, in my opinion, on the market. Currently, the worst bourbon that I own, again, my opinion, is this David Nicholson Reserve. I did not like this bottle. I just don't like it. Oof. Yeah, I don't even like the nose on it. I am not in love with this bottle. I know that it's highly rated by other people. Shred Schminnick gave it a pretty high ranking recently. And that was, honestly, that was the reason that I bought it, was because it was reviewed well. And then when I tried it, I was just, turned off. Yeah, it's just, there's nothing pleasing about it. It just, the nose turns me off. It's funky, it's musty. It's got some half-developed character notes. And then on the flavor, it just jerks you around. And it doesn't go anywhere nice and pretty. It's all abrupt and sharp and not pretty. So I asked that question on the group. I got a million responses, and I'm still going through them and seeing which bourbons were mentioned the most times. Well, I was in a liquor store yesterday, and one of the bourbons that was mentioned a bunch of times was Benchmark 8. Old number 8 brand. And it was also the cheapest bourbon in that liquor store. I think this thing was $10. And so I'd been kicking around the idea of doing a series where I go into any random liquor store and whatever the cheapest bourbon on the shelf is, 750 milliliters, buy that and then review it just for fun. I know they're not going to be great, but it'll be fun. So this worked in two ways, grabbing this bottle. It was mentioned a lot in my post, and then it was the cheapest bottle in the shop. So let's see if this is a contender to dethrone the Nicholson as the worst bourbon in my collection. It appears to be very thin. There's no legs of any kind. It swirls in the glass like water. So, honestly though, the nose isn't terrible. It's thin. It's like a hint of butterscotch, hint of honey. Maybe a hint of breadiness. A little bit of corn juice. This may not be a contender. On the nose, it's not. On the nose, this is nicer than the David Nicholson. It's not good. It's not great. It's very thin. It's very watery. The flavors are really spread out wide across the palate. So let's taste it. Okay, super thin. It drinks like water. It's got a nice little cherry note, and that's about it. That's about it. There's a little rye shows up on the second sip. Just a teensy bit of spice. But still, the little cherry note is the dominant player. It's not terrible. It's not good, though. Yeah, see this one's still the worst. That's still the worst thing in my collection. Now, a lot of people, when they have a whiskey that they don't like, they will make it into an old fashioned, use it as a mixer, or you could do like me and give it to your dad because he literally will drink anything. Doesn't matter how nasty it is. He likes it. Whatever. That's what I usually do with all my bottles that I don't like, is I just give them to my dad and he drinks them so they don't go to waste. But now that I'm doing this little series, he's going to have to do out a little bit of bourbon. But there's one thing that I do with a bourbon that I don't like. To still drink it most of the way straight, I do like old fashions, but I don't like them all the time. I'm on the keto diet, so I don't like a lot of sugar. But sometimes you got to cheat. And this is one thing that I do with a bourbon that isn't great. I'll mix in a little Rattlesnake Rosie's maple bacon. Just a little bit. You don't need much. Just a little splishity splash. Let's see if it can make either of these bourbons drinkable. The nose instantly got better. Whew. You don't need much, just a little splash. Oh, that's amazing. That's great. That's wonderful now. Maple, bacon, that cherry's still there. That makes benchmark worth drinking. Oh, that even made the nose better on this one. Oh, night and day difference. That actually is enjoyable now. That's what I do with the bad bourbon. I give it a little splash of Rattlesnake Rosie's. The maple bacon's my favorite. They have a few other flavors as well. And these things are 35 proof, 35% alcohol, 70 proof. And just a little splash of this will fix what ails you when it comes to bad bourbon. Till next time, like, comment, subscribe, please. It helps the channel. And if you look in the description below, there will be a link to my Patreon. There's a lot of cool stuff going on in Patreon. I have some huge things planned for over there. So go over there, check it out, see what you like, see what you want to do. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.